Ahoy!
Welcome to another episode of The Wave. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. Don't know what's wrong with my voice.
I say, what happened to your voice?
I'm not sure. I'm not the one with a cold.
No, I have got a bit of a cold, but I'm all good.
Welcome to the weekly news and chat show from the world famous Bottom of the Stream podcast. Do you know, I think, Adam, I am all discombobulated.
Why?
Because I feel like I've not done this for ages, even though it's only been your standard human week.
It has, yeah. We did it on Friday last week. It's been less than a human week.
But no.
Did we not?
It's been, well, we did, but it's Thursday now, so it's slightly more than a human. Oh, no, less than a human.
Less.
See, my brain's totally fried.
Are you okay?
No. Lawnmower's out next door.
Lawnmower's out next door. Quite exciting. It's just on its
That's
own.
only a reference that makes sense if you've listened to the last week's show, I think.
No, the week before.
Yeah.
It was the week before.
Yeah.
But everybody's listened to all of them. Yeah, it's just out there on its own. Don't know what it's going to do. It looks like it's not been used yet, looking at the state of the lawn.
It's prepped to go.
We will keep you informed as we go.
Will the man be in his dressing gown? I'm honestly half expecting to turn around at some point and just full on naked man mowing his lawn.
Oh, nobody wants to see that. How's your week been?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
I think.
Good. I'm glad.
I don't think much exciting has happened. I tell you what did happen. This might have been before last week's episode, but we talked about other stuff. I don't like to talk about my charity work, as I always say.
As you always say every time you talk about your charity work.
but I was part of a group. We took 25 small children on a walk to a chip shop.
Okay.
To have chips.
Did you buy them all chips?
Yes.
Okay.
And then go on the playground. And it was quite strange.
It's like a really shit Make-A-Wish charity.
It was quite strange because we got them there unscathed.
Yeah.
And obviously I pre-warned the chip shop a couple of days before we would be coming.
Okay.
Could we
Good
potentially have 30 cones of chips?
Yeah.
That's fries for our non-UK.
No, people know what chip shop chips are.
And because my wife runs this group basically,
yeah.
But the guy in the chip shop, I was outside. My wife's like, "All right, we're here. Can we start getting the chips out?" And the guy knocks on the window, points at me. He's like, "Come here." Yeah. He's like, "How do you want them served?" Right. And I was like, "Well, just open in a cone. Why have you asked me?" And he's like, "Are you paying?" I was like, "No, this lady here is paying." And it was like, it really took me back. It was a proper like, I will speak to the man because you are the only man. There were other men in the supervisory.
How did your wife take that? I imagine she was not happy about it.
She was very much busy with
preoccupied.
Yeah.
She didn't notice.
No, she kind of after when we were walking back, she was like, "Oh, was that weird?" And I was like, "Well, I thought it was weird."
Wow, I'm surprised she didn't dive over the counter at him.
His cones where the sun don't shine.
Exactly. Where do you want these chips, mate? That's awful.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
I've not experienced anything like that. It's like, yeah.
I will speak to man order chips. Fucking Neanderthals.
Yeah.
Crazy. Wow. Not cool.
I'll tell you off air which establishment.
Yeah, please do. I will avoid it at all costs.
So that was weird.
That is weird.
Yeah. I think.
How do people like that get by in life?
I don't know.
No, nor me.
I was having a conversation today with someone and I was just like, isn't it more effort to be an asshole?
Yeah, 100%. It must be.
But I'm not saying this guy, like, I'm not making a sweeping character judgment, but
I think you.
Some people who I know are assholes.
Yeah.
I like, they revel in it, don't they?
They just look exhausted all the time, though. It must be exhausting.
It must be exhausting.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, Piers Morgan.
God, he must be knackered.
Yeah.
Katie Hopkins.
Yeah, exactly.
He must spend all her life in bed. But then I'm always knackered, so am I an asshole? I just don't know.
I wouldn't have said so.
Thanks, mate. You have to say that. You're biased.
You're a year older than the last time the podcast came out.
That is true. I have aged another year.
You know, you've got a different digit on the end.
God, it's depressing, isn't it?
How was your birthday?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. Thank you very much. I enjoyed it. Technically, by the time this episode comes out, you will have had yours as well.
I know, but we're recording in the sweet spot
between our birthdays.
Our birthdays.
There's 2 days between, 1 day between our birthdays, and this is that day.
Yeah.
So I can't ask you how your birthday was, even though by the time these people are listening to this, you will have had one.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Time
Do you want to make it up? How was your birthday?
It was the fourth best birthday I've ever had.
Excellent. Behind the previous 3. You at work?
I will be at work, yeah. Or I will have been.
I only did half a
at
day,
work.
but I was at work.
I got a couple of deadlines as well, actually, so that'll be fun.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Cool.
But then it's the weekend and
Exactly.
brilliant.
It's been sunny.
Yeah.
It's really lightens my mood when it's sunny. Even if I'm sitting inside.
Yes, true.
It just makes me feel better.
But not only has it been sunny, it's really warm.
Warm. Yeah.
Like, shorts are out everywhere.
Yeah, I had shorts on at the weekend.
Did you?
Yeah. Got my legs out.
Nice.
I know.
Yeah, all weekend?
Yeah, I think so.
Were you outside a lot?
I cooked pizzas for the family.
Okay.
On Saturday night.
Didn't nearly burn your decking
I
down.
didn't nearly burn
week.
the decking down, which was good. So yeah, I was in shorts the whole time.
Did you have your hose on standby?
The hose is always on standby. if Adam's working with fire, there's a hose on standby. Somebody's taught my niece, who's nearly 3, no, 2. Well, she's 2.5, to say everything I give her is horrible.
Okay.
She doesn't understand the meaning of the word.
No.
But it was upsetting the first time. So I said, have you got your pizza? She was like, it's horrible. I was like, oh. Everybody else burst out laughing. All of them are denying the fact that they've done this. But yeah, she just kept saying it's horrible.
This is the kind of prank I can get behind.
Yeah. But then if you ask her if she's enjoying it, she'll say yes. So she doesn't know what it means. So yeah, the first time I was like, I was really taken aback.
I can't believe they're taking advantage of your constant quest for validation via pizza.
I know. It's unbelievable.
Your pizzas are genuinely nice.
I know, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, mate. I will cook you some at some point soon.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Cool.
Brilliant.
Right. Shall we just get on with this episode now?
I suppose so. I have
Lawnmower's still on its own.
Got a question of the week.
Oh, cool.
To pose to you.
That's good that you thought of that.
And
I did not.
I would just like to know, if you were a 90s cartoon evil villain,
yes,
where would your base be?
Oh.
And what would it look like?
Oh, good question.
You might. Dr. Evil had the old hollowed out volcano.
Did, yeah.
You could do something like that.
I'd like to hollow out something.
Yeah, I think you want to make a statement.
Yeah.
You?
What am I hollowing out? I would have. No, let's change this. I think I would have an old abandoned cinema.
Oh, nice.
So that's like me, but in a lair.
Yeah.
Nobody would look for me there.
Can I suggest a supervillain name for you?
Yes.
The Director.
Oh, I like it. The executive producer. The director. He's always sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
He's got a loud hailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, an old abandoned cinema in the middle of nowhere.
I like it.
That'd be my thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to sneeze. And now it's not going to happen. What about you?
I am going also low key.
Yeah.
Niagara Falls.
What? So there's like parts open as you go in?
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
In Niagara Falls.
I wonder what sort of material you'd have to do to be able to move.
What material you'd have to do?
What material you'd have to use and how strong it would have to be to part Niagara Falls.
Oh, right, okay. I just have a button.
Yeah, but what would that button do?
Make the water stop.
No, he can't make it stop. He must have to.
Yeah, like
there must
curtains.
be some sort of
like
apparatus that
curtain
comes
of water.
out
Yeah.
to open it up, but it'd have to be really strong.
Yeah. Don't sweat the details.
I don't know why the detail is the first thing that came into my head on that. I mean,
it wouldn't be the most secret.
I was just going to say exactly that. It's probably the most touristy visited place in the world, or one of. A lot of people would see you coming and going every time
just
you
use
come
the
and
back
go.
entrance.
Oh, there's going to be a back entrance?
Yeah.
So what's the point of it being at Niagara Falls?
Just for showy.
Just for the showy
showiness when you need to. When you've got to make a statement.
I get it. That's a good one. What would your evil name be? Niagara.
Yeah, that's not bad actually. It's kind of.
I feel like people
Mr.
go
Niagara.
Mr. Niagara. Yeah, but
Dr. Niagara.
Dr. Niagara is a good one, but also people are just going to call you Dr. Viagra, which is a really down-putting name.
Yeah, maybe. But
It instantly takes all your evil
care.
away if people are like, oh, Dr. Viagra's on his way. Good question. I like that.
Okay.
Let us know. Oh, there's a neighbour in the garden. He is clothed.
So I just eared the microphone.
We can confirm he is clothed. He can also see us. I find this really awkward now.
That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, you don't live here.
That's not the guy in the dressing gown.
Yeah, that's the guy who was in his dressing gown last week.
He's putting I said dishwasher. That would be weird. He's putting the lawnmower away.
Stop staring at him.
No lawn has been mowed.
Maybe his son's not turned up this week.
Okay.
Anyway, shall we get on with some Netflix news?
Sure.
This is going to become a whole summer theme, isn't it?
Well, it does if you don't bloody mow your lawn. What are we to do? So, news. Yes, right, I'm with it. I've got the appropriate thing open.
Cool.
So, the first piece of news, we'll start with some Netflix news, is on Baby Reindeer.
The absolute juggernaut of a show that is Baby Reindeer.
And I'm not sure if you're aware, but this week, Baby Reindeer made it all the way to the UK Parliament.
Wow.
Where Netflix policy chief, Benjamin King.
Ben King.
Yeah. Not the guy who wrote Stand By Me. Told Parliament that the show took every reasonable precaution in disguising the real-life identities of the people involved in that story. Because, he said, they take their sort of responsibilities, safeguarding seriously.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting when you consider the aforementioned Piers Morgan has now, this week, announced he is going to be interviewing the real-life stalker from Baby Reindeer.
Really?
So I would suggest the wrong
person
person has come to talk to Parliament about this 100%. Issue.
Netflix have done everything they can to protect this person's identity, but this person is going to interview her. Fucking moron, Piers Morgan. and I would argue that Richard Gadd has no responsibility to that woman whatsoever. She has ruined his life. Why the fuck why is he responsible for her?
Exactly. King also said later, after he's spoken to Parliament, he said to Deadline, I wouldn't be comfortable with a world in which we decided it was better that Richard Gadd was silenced and not allowed to tell the story.
Agreed.
There have been a spate of actors allegedly wrongly identified as the real Darian from the show as well. Which apparently has not been helped by, again, someone who we've talked about the last few weeks, Richard Osman, in being interviewed saying everyone in the business knows who that really is.
Oh, really?
So just people stoking this. What chance of Netflix and I don't feel for Richard Gadd.
I do
it's
as
a real sort of good news, bad news. Great news, success.
He would have known this was all coming before Baby Reindeer came out, but this is... I don't want to say it, but this wouldn't happen if the sexes were switched in the opposite direction.
Really?
No. If this was a story of a man stalking a woman, this wouldn't be happening.
It just goes to... But that aside, it just goes to show it's another example of the absolute poisonous nature of our media in this
100%. 100%.
I just... fucking just let it go, watch the show, and it's what it is.
Exactly. When I watched the show, it didn't even cross my mind to think, I wonder who these real people are.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like registered in my brain.
Yeah.
I don't understand what sort of person you have to be to want to expose people like that.
Well, because it's a vicious circle, isn't it? Because it's become such a juggernaut.
Yeah.
People are trying to find out more about the Richard Gadd or whatever, and it therefore drives clicks for people, scummy media, to get an extra bit of traffic for a couple of weeks before everyone moves on to whatever comes out next.
Absolutely. It's depressing.
It's a state of affairs, isn't it?
Absolutely fuck Piers Morgan.
So,
next.
It was this week Disney's first quarter earnings call.
Okay.
And a couple of things came out from that. Interestingly, it's the first time ever that Disney Plus has made a profit
Okay.
since it was rolled out. So that's certainly a positive story for them.
Absolutely.
They gained more than 6 million subscribers globally in the first quarter of the year.
Right.
Which means it now has more than 117 million subscribers worldwide.
Good numbers.
And Bob Iger, chief executive, at the call, said that, well, a couple of things that have made headlines this week, that they have been heartened by Netflix's results after their password crackdown.
Yeah, it was 100% a success.
Yeah.
Everybody said it was going to fail, but it 100% succeeded.
So
it's no surprise that they're going to do the same thing.
Disney confirmed exactly that. Password crackdown will start in some countries this summer and be rolled out globally in September.
I feel like Disney will be a lot more aggressive with it as well than Netflix were.
Netflix did feel a bit laissez-faire, didn't it? And as in, I will just get to you all eventually.
Some people still haven't had it.
Whereas
I know somebody who had it last week.
You feel like Disney will be right day one because it's big Disney.
Yeah. They've got the manpower and the technology to
day
just
one, it's locked
shut
down.
It off. Yeah.
And they announced a ton of sequels for stuff that we already have talked about on this show. Things like Moana.
Yeah.
We know there's loads of stuff coming.
Yeah. Mostly sequels.
But another sort of headline that came out of it was the sort of cutting back on Marvel TV shows.
Oh, really? Okay.
And they want to go down to sort of 2 to 3 movies a year rather than 4 or 5.
Makes sense.
But I don't think we've had that many for a while because of.
It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Was the Marvels the last one?
Yeah, I think so.
That feels like a while ago.
So yeah, that all came out of last week. As did. Now this news only affects those in the US, but Disney have also struck a deal with Warner Brothers Discovery to offer an Avengers-like combination of streaming services.
Oh, really?
If you will. You can bundle from later this summer Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max together as one package. They have not released complete details on it, but they said the partnership will offer plans with and without ads. They have not yet revealed a price bracket for it. The Warner Brothers Discovery executive, J.B. Perrette,
great name,
said this new offering will help drive incremental subscribers and much stronger retention.
Yeah, I feel like it would
help.
Yeah, it would certainly help.
What bundles? It feels just a lot more segmented over here.
Yeah, it does,
doesn't it?
Yeah,
because we don't get Hulu, for example. We get a lot of the Hulu content on Disney Plus anyway, don't we?
Yes,
because that's kind of the Star stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And yeah, Max isn't. We haven't got Max because a lot of that stuff
Sky, isn't it?
It's got an existing deal with Sky, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
It's all a bit more fragmented over here.
So there is a Sky subscription that you get Netflix included in. So
yeah.
I guess there's some sort of deal there.
Okay.
It'd be nice if you could just pay one bill and get everything, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. It feels like it's a few months since we've really highlighted new games coming to Netflix games.
True, it does feel like a while.
But there are some significant additions joining Netflix games in May.
Okay.
Netflix have announced, including probably the biggest one, Sonic Mania Plus.
Right.
That is available now.
And what is that?
You can run, jump, and collect gold rings as Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles in this speedy homage made by and for fans of the beloved franchise.
Oh, cool. I do love the Sonic games.
Also arriving next week is Braid, a platformer travelling from a city house through a series of interconnected worlds where time behaves strangely. Search for an elusive princess. Along the way, you'll explore memories and regrets that still haunt you.
Ooh.
An anniversary edition remaster of an award-winning platformer containing 40 new levels.
40 new levels?
Yeah.
Wow.
Paper Trail arrives on May the 21st, a top-down puzzle adventure which was named Best Mobile Game at the Taipei Game Show. It is set in a foldable paper world where you play as Paige, a budding academic who's leaving home for the first time to pursue her studies. On this journey, you'll uncover secrets, explore new areas, and solve puzzles by folding the environment and merging two sides into one.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Origami, the action game. Netflix Stories, Virgin River, the game.
Right.
I think this is one of those like interactive choices. Will you kiss the boy type?
Absolutely, every
games. Time. Also coming this month is Katana Zero, a 16-bit visual based game with retro aesthetics, a neo-noir platformer. You play a samurai assassin facing breakneck action and instant death combat. Attack enemies with your sword or whatever else is at your disposal.
They all sound great, to be fair. Maybe not Virgin River, but...
I've still never really delved into Netflix games.
I might give a couple of them a try. Next.
Sports news.
Sports news.
You know we love our sport.
We do.
And NBC Sports... who I think probably know a bit about sports, are reporting that Netflix have thrown their hat in the ring for the broadcast rights for 2 NFL games.
Interesting.
In 2024. Not just any NFL games.
Okay.
The Christmas Day games.
Oh, okay.
Because the NFL is currently looking... for a home for these, and they are asking for between 50 and 100 million.
Wow.
Per game.
Per game?
Yes.
Wow. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. I think one of them was on Amazon last year.
Okay.
Which was a first. Yeah.
That seems a lot.
Boomer Esiason.
Is that in person?
Said, do not be surprised if the NFL and Netflix get in bed for a nice little Christmas Day football game. I would not be surprised. Tom Brady. The roast of Tom Brady was on Netflix last week.
Controversy this week, hasn't it?
I believe so.
I've seen in the news a bit of controversy about it.
So yes, a bidding war. Will they turn up on Netflix? Who knows?
Who knows? That seems like a lot.
It does seem like a lot.
Because I don't think you're going to get that back from... presumably just new subscribers.
Yeah, and also you, again, similar to what we talked about with the streaming deals, that may only be for the States because obviously sports rights are, again, very split and fragmented country to country.
Okay, we'll keep our eye on that.
But look, we've said it for ages, and it's just a matter of time before Netflix goes full in on sports. We've seen test events. Yeah. We know they're getting the wrestling next year.
100%.
The big fight in July.
Yeah. Paul and Tyson.
So I'm sure it's a matter of time.
Agreed.
In a case of getting in there before the critics, possibly, Freya Allen, who stars in Netflix's The Witcher as Princess Ciri.
I'll take your word for it.
Has been speaking to Collider.
Right.
And has basically asked everyone to be nice to Liam Hemsworth.
Oh, that's cute.
She said, I don't want to speak for him, but
I'm going to anyway.
From what I understand, I feel like he's really wanting to try and bring the heart to this role. He's been training. I feel sorry for him, honestly, because number one, the fan base can be very attacky, and it's not an ideal situation to be taking up someone else's role.
It's
his role now.
Well, it's his role now. He's in a lose-lose situation, though.
Yeah.
He cannot win with this role, and he must know that. He must have known that when he took it.
She also
said, his fault.
I'm really excited to see what he does. He's a lovely guy. I just hope that people give him the time of day.
I mean,
It is.
The
It
Witcher's
does
already
feel like
getting slated.
does feel like a no-win situation.
it 100% is.
Even if he's amazing.
Yeah.
The Bloom isn't the Bloom too far off the road with the Witcher?
Yeah. Well, they know that as well because they've already cancelled it.
Because it's not. Well, they have cancelled it, but they have given it 2 full seasons.
Yes, but they have cancelled.
But it's in this. I feel like it's in this weird space where it's not broken through enough to the casual or the mainstream, but also it doesn't seem particularly beloved by the hardcore Witcher fans.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of just floating in the nether regions, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's my
It's
perception.
just waiting to die, and he's just he's going to coast it through till it does. I'm sure he'll be absolutely great at it,
Yeah.
but nobody will ever remember him for it.
Movie news next.
Okay.
And this news is broken this very day, this very afternoon.
Yep. Go on.
Because
News me.
Warner Brothers has announced a new Lord of the Rings film is in production,
Interesting.
which will be directed by Andy Serkis
Right.
and will star Andy Serkis. For it will be called, as a working title at least, Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum,
Oh, okay.
with Peter Jackson producing.
Wow. This is like huge news.
It is big news, isn't it?
Yeah.
Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav said that this movie is in the early stages of script development, which we anticipate the movie to release in 2026. He said we are exploring other storylines yet to be told for the franchise as well.
Wow.
He also said that Peter Jackson and his longtime writing partners Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens will be involved every step of the way. They have all signed a deal for 2 initial movies.
Oh, that's really exciting.
The Jackson, Boyens and Walsh said in a statement, "It's an honour and a privilege to travel back to Middle-earth with our good friend and collaborator Andy Serkis, who has unfinished business with that stinker Gollum."
That's like, I didn't expect that. Nobody saw that coming, surely.
No. This is a separate deal for the stuff that Amazon's got with the Tolkien estate.
Yeah.
Because obviously they did the Rings of Power.
Yeah.
That's coming back for season 2.
Yeah.
It's got like a 5-year plan or something.
I think so.
And I think from what I was reading earlier, the difference is that deal is for episodic television of, it's something like 8 episodes or more.
Yeah.
It's not movie. So Amazon can't go and make a Lord of the Rings movie.
But somebody can.
But Warner Brothers can. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. You've blown my mind there a little bit. That's exciting. More news on that as it comes.
I'm sure.
And it definitely will.
Yeah. I think I've put this in the wrong place because I'm going back to TV news. I've not organised my news very well this week. Confirmation of another returning franchise.
Okay.
Although this does feel like a very loose connection.
Right.
Because a new comedy mockumentary is on the way.
Right.
Ordered by Peacock.
Okay.
It's as yet untitled, but it's from Greg Daniels and Michael Coman, who you may know as the team behind the US Office, or just The Office if you're in the States. And this new mockumentary is apparently set in the same universe as Dunder Mifflin.
Right.
And follows basically the same documentary crew that followed Dunder Mifflin for all those years.
They're at it again.
On a new job. They are covering a dying Midwestern newspaper.
That's a good idea.
And the publisher that is trying to revive it with volunteer reporters.
Cool.
We also have our first 2 cast announcements for the show.
Okay.
It will be led by Domhnall Gleeson.
I love Domhnall Gleeson.
And Sabrina Impacciatore. Who I'm not familiar with. She starred in The White Lotus, which I have not watched.
Sweet.
And it will start production in July.
two huge worlds coming back to life in
Yeah.
the last two news stories.
Yeah. I mean, will worlds collide? Dunder Mifflin is a paper company.
Maybe.
There wasn't newspaper, though, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was like printing paper.
Yeah. But I guess you could find a way to have a few cameos.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a while in like world terms since The Office finished, though.
10 years?
Is it 10 years since it finished?
Since it finished, yeah.
So it's like, how does that line up?
Sure.
You know what I mean? It can't be set concurrently to be happening at the same time.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Dwight Schrute could easily have gone and...
Well, yeah, he got a new job working for a newspaper.
If we're being that lazy, I don't know. More news as we get it.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, let's nip back to movies.
Okay.
So, amazing how many franchises this guy's got when you think about it.
Who?
Vin Diesel,
Oh, yeah, loads.
if that is his real name. Because he has revealed that they have lined up a shoot to start in August for the 4th Riddick movie.
Wow. That seems like ages ago.
Yeah, it will be called Riddick Furia.
Furia.
Yeah. And I didn't realise the gaps between these movies. So Pitch Black was 2001?
Okay.
No, 2000.
Right.
Great movie.
Yeah, great. It is a great movie.
Lo-fi.
Yeah.
Great gimmick. 2004 was the Chronicles of Riddick, which was, I think, the one that got all a bit
Yeah, not so good.
lore-y.
Yeah. Laurie.
But I think he had a really good computer game with it, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, there definitely was a computer game. I don't know if it
So that was 2004. And then 2013 was the next one, which was just called Riddick.
Okay.
So over 10 years ago.
So it was 4 years, 9 years, 11 years between movies.
We have kind of a synopsis. David Twoh is going to return to write and direct. He's done every one so far.
Oh, okay.
And he says this movie will see Riddick return to his home world, a place he barely remembers at this point. Concerned he could find it a rubble-strewn hellscape, he's not really surprised to discover other Furians fighting for their lives against a new monster. And some of those are more like him than he could imagine. He's going to be a clone.
Yeah,
It right now.
Clone,
Going to be an army of Vin Diesels. Busy guy, because you've got Fast 11 on the way.
Yeah.
He's then going to move on to Rock'em Sock'em Robots, the movie.
Of course he is.
And apparently a Kojak adaptation.
Okay. That's an interesting one.
Is that just because he's bold?
Bold, yeah. That's all I know about Kojak. I don't know anything else.
He was a wheelchair detective, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Like, he was a detective
I
in a
knew he
wheelchair.
was a detective.
He wasn't
I
just...
didn't-
No, you can make...
Finding wheelchairs.
Yeah. My job is...
Excuse me, sir. I've lost my wheelchair. It's there. You've just fallen out of it.
Another case closed.
All I know about Kojak is he's bold.
Yeah.
I don't know anything else. I don't even know why I know that.
So, update on Brad Pitt's Formula One movie.
Oh, yeah. This seems to have been filming forever.
It has been. Screen Rant is reporting that the budget for this one is now over $300 million.
Holy how?
It is crossing into being one of the most expensive movies ever filmed.
Holy Hellboy might be my new catchphrase. I don't know where that's just come from, but I'm going to use it more.
There are many reasons for this. One is including the fact that it had to shut down during COVID. It started production. So writing was delayed during COVID.
Okay.
And then it started production in July 2023, just days before all the strikes.
Oh, right.
So it had to, wait all of that out as well. And another reason it's expensive is because they're putting movie actors in real race cars.
Oh, really?
And I'm guessing that does get expensive to insure and
Yeah, I imagine it does.
sort all that shit out. But yeah, over 300 million.
Wow.
To break even, a film needs to do about twice the budget.
Yeah.
So
you'd want if you're spending
How many
300.
people like Formula One?
Any movie studio spending 300 million on a film wants $1 billion out of it. You would think.
Only 54 films ever have made $1 billion.
Yeah, exactly.
Of all the films ever. 54.
And it's just people driving around in circles.
Do that many people like Formula One?
No, I know like 3 people that like Formula One, and they're all morons.
Do you want another stat?
Yeah.
Only 71 films have grossed 900 million or more.
Okay. That is a strange stat.
Yeah.
I would have thought it'd be more than that. Imagine being that close and not being in that 54. Nearly made it.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like a stretch. But,
It does feel like a stretch. Because it'd probably be rubbish as well, let's be honest.
So just going on domestic gross, so US only gross.
Yeah.
That I have in front of me. What do you think the highest grossing Brad Pitt film of all time is?
Oh, good question. Am I going old or am I going recent?
Oh, I would say how old's old? More than 10 years old.
More than 10, okay.
Just
more than 10 years. Ooh. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
That is only 5 years old.
Oh, okay.
And is his 5th highest US grossing film.
Genuinely.
And that's grossed 142.5 million, which is nowhere near
enough. That's not even enough to make
for this movie.
I'm blanking on Brad Pitt movies. Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
That is his 3rd highest
okay.
grossing US movie at 186 million.
I don't know. Tell me.
World War Z.
Oh, okay.
Grossed 202 million in the US and 540 million worldwide.
Still not enough.
No.
He's gonna have to double his highest ever grossing.
So yeah.
Well, it seems a stretch.
Good luck.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to love Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Don't you? You
Yeah.
just got to love
I
Brad
like
Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
He's great.
Yeah.
Good luck to him.
Yeah, I'm probably not watching it.
Bullet Train's appeared on Netflix this week.
Yes, it has. Yeah. And the final piece of news this week is R.I.P. Bernard Hill.
Yeah, this is a real shame. Real sad news.
79 years old. Passed away this week.
You're right. He was supposed to be at Liverpool Comic Con last weekend.
Was he?
And cancelled. He cancelled due to his wife's illness, which turned out obviously to be not true.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really sad news.
Probably most known for, I mean, obviously loads and loads and loads of British TV over the years.
Yeah.
But probably internationally most known for, again, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Or Titanic.
Yeah, he was the captain.
He was the captain.
He was the guy who sailed it into the iceberg.
He didn't, he drove that boat into that
He
rock.
did. Because they're all to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bernard Hill's just been in everything, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Was he in Game of Thrones? I feel like he should have been, but I don't think he was.
What?
It just like...
He does have that look to him, doesn't he?
But no, I don't think he was.
No, I don't think he was either.
Anyway.
Oh. Rest in peace, Bernard Hill. Any more news?
That's all the news.
Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
Do you know what? I've watched a couple of things.
Okay.
So...
I feel like we're going to have similar lists.
Well, yes, and we can talk about a couple of those things because I know you've watched both of these. I will start with Fallout. I have finished Fallout.
Same. Me too.
God.
It's a great show, that was.
I'm really annoyed.
Why?
Because
It's
I wanted to watch the next one.
You got to wait. That's how
Yeah.
TV series work.
I know.
What if it gets cancelled?
It might.
Yeah.
No, it's been renewed for
It's not
season
gonna
2.
get cancelled. But that happened.
But it's going to wait. It's going to be a long wait. What did you think?
I loved it. I thought it was excellent.
Me
It was
too.
just- every episode just felt like a little mini film.
Yeah.
It was really well done.
I liked the finale more after it finished, and I was thinking about it as well because it was quite. I thought it was quite unusual. It was, it wasn't. It was a climax of the story and the journey we'd been on, but it wasn't like a big bombastic finale, was it?
Didn't wrap up the show, did it?
No.
It wrapped up the.
It was a total prick tease, to be honest.
It was how TV shows used to be.
Yeah.
You didn't used to have to wrap up your whole show at the end of every
Yeah.
season, like most shows do these days. But yeah, it was great. I thought it was wonderful. But everybody in it was excellent.
And you got like Walter. I know I've said this the other week,
Walton
but
Goggins.
Walton Goggins' character, he literally is the audience at one point where he asks the question. He's like, "Well, I've been looking for these. Where's this thing? What?" And he doesn't get the answer.
No, he doesn't. It's great. 100% should be checking out Fallout.
Yeah,
watch it.
Yeah, I loved it. And then the other thing I've watched was a new movie which has been on Netflix the last week or so. That is Unfrosted, the Pop-Tart story.
I also watched this on your recommendation.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't just mine.
No, it wasn't just yours.
Ross Cook was first in the Discord.
It was a Discord recommendation.
I then watched it. And I tell you what, before I say what I thought of it, this thing has got some wildly differing reviews.
Yeah, it really has.
Online, critically, and by the general public. Literally ranging from I love this thing to this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. And I think it all depends on if you want to go with the joke.
Yeah, you've got to go with it.
Because this movie is fucking ridiculous
It's
and not what I
absolutely-
expected at all.
It's batshit crazy. It is batshit crazy.
I, for one, loved it.
I loved it as well. I thought it
So
was
stupid.
So stupid. So funny.
I thought it was. Were we getting like this? Like, what's the McDonald's movie? Like The Founder.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
That sort of proper movie, and you've got this crazy comic book. I don't even know how to describe it.
No.
Like slapstick in parts, just surrealistic retelling of how Pop-Tarts were invented.
Yeah, exactly that. I'm really proud of those two companies for allowing this movie to exist.
Yeah.
Because it's Kellogg's and who I forget the other one. It's blanking out my brain. Begins with a P.
Pulse?
No.
I can't remember.
A really famous American brand that they never really made
Post.
it.
No.
Post.
Yeah.
It is Post.
Okay.
Yeah, but those two companies are still massive companies, and they allow this movie to just ridicule them. And it's just I'm really proud of them for allowing it to exist.
It is ridiculous, but it's not, is it? It's not. It's not saying,
it is a little bit.
I suppose it is a little bit.
There isn't many companies that would allow this to.
But I'm almost like, don't want to give too much of the detail away. Because I think if you go in and just say, look, this won't be what you expect.
Yeah, no.
Put it this way: this thing is close. The closest thing I can, and I think Ross said the same, that I've seen to this recently. It's Barbie. It's that sort of crazy level of
Barbie with
meta
Pop-Tarts.
and yeah.
I did think whilst I was watching it, why doesn't Jerry Seinfeld do more stuff? And then I thought, because Jerry Seinfeld's really rich.
Yeah, it's super rich.
Like super rich.
Because Jerry
why would
Seinfeld is so rich, the program he's done most is just getting in really expensive cars and taking his mates out for a drink.
Yeah.
He did like 10 seasons of that one, didn't he?
100%.
Just talk to his mates having coffee in sports cars.
Yeah.
Because he can.
This is his first ever directorial role. He doesn't do many films.
It's the same team
with
producing stuff that he did the B movie with.
Yeah.
Which also is actually quite underrated,
Yeah.
that movie. But this is full of cameos, famous faces.
Everybody's great in it.
Hugh Grant is just... Do you know what? I never used to like Hugh Grant when I was younger and he was a rom-com star. But God,
Hugh Grant is
that guy
living
gets
his
the
best
joke,
life
doesn't
right
he?
now. He knows who he is and he's living that. And that guy's the guy who plays a real guy. I looked up this like history of this guy who played Tony the Tiger in the 50s or whatever. It's just great. It's just all of this story is true, but told in this comedic way.
Yeah.
It's just really made me laugh.
Embellished.
I thought it was brilliant.
The scene where they test the Pop-Tart in the toaster.
Yeah.
And they've got like sandbags up and stuff. It was so ridiculous. I was laughing hard.
There's so many people in it as well. It's just to get a cast together like that and make this movie is just brilliant.
It's a real high recommend for me.
I don't do a lot of comedy movies, but that's the sort of comedy movie that I enjoy.
Yeah. Just go all in stupid.
Yeah, 100%.
So stupid.
100%. Highly recommended. Check it out.
And then today I've watched Attack on Wembley
documentary. This documentary about the Euro final.
Yeah.
And?
I fucking hated it.
Oh, really?
I thought it was awful.
Why?
Like,
that's really surprising.
It's just a fluff piece.
Oh, really?
Basically, on... Well, two things. I almost felt like it glamorized the actions of fans on the day. You've got a couple of people interviewed for this. Like, oh yeah, I broke in. I went down. I saw the gates go, and I rolled over, got in, watched the game, and one of them gets asked at the end, "Well, do you regret it?" He's like, "No." He's like, well, you know, we'd been locked down and our politicians were partying. Why is what I've done wrong?
Jesus.
I'm like, that's not a fucking excuse. And then, but it's like a fluff piece. You've got like the Wembley chief executives, the security, and they're like, oh, we did really well. You know, this could have been a lot worse. There could have been casualties. And I'm like, yeah, because you had a fucking couple of chain link fences trying to keep out 20 extra thousand people. Why did we not have, like, it's pretty common at any big sporting event that you have effectively an exclusion zone.
Yeah.
All the surrounding areas of a stadium, and you don't let anyone who hasn't got a ticket in. It's like, this should never have.
No, it shouldn't, and that's what I thought it'd be.
But there is no analysis of why was there all these extra people there. It's all this sort of, oh yeah, no one died and we did a good job, and it's just,
oh really?
Yeah, I thought it was terrible.
Makes me feel a little bit
like
sick.
A really, really unprofessional thing that this exists. You know, there was no sort of, you got like a bit of text at the end that said 86 people were arrested.
86.
That's it. 19 stewards or police officers were injured. Wow. But 4 years later, the England's women's team won England's first ever international competition. So,
and there was no crowd trouble.
Yeah.
Fuck me, that's awful.
Yeah, it's honestly, I thought this is bad. This is a really bad documentary. This is
wow, scathing attack by Nick.
Yeah.
I won't be checking that out then. Not that I don't think I would have anyway, but
I was just I thought it was bad piece of filmmaking.
Sweet.
Or editing. Anyway, how about you?
You've pretty much covered everything I've watched this week, to be fair. I did watch the first episode of Dead Boy Detectives.
Okay, how was that?
I will say I watched it about 4 days ago and I've not gone back for the next one.
Right.
That's not to say I won't, but it obviously just didn't grab me as much as I thought it might. It very much reminded me of Lockwood & Co.
Yeah.
It had a very similar vibe to that.
Sure.
It felt like I was just watching that again. But I hear it gets a lot better, so I am going to stick with it.
This is a show that's in like the Sandman universe,
yes,
isn't it?
Yeah. That doesn't get mentioned much in the first episode.
Does it get mentioned?
I think it's briefly mentioned,
okay.
But no, it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like you need to know anything of that universe to get into it.
Fair enough.
But it just didn't really click with me, and I don't know why. But I will check out the next one or two, and I will report back in the future.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it for me.
I haven't watched anything else. Cool. What are we going to do now? Should we run through the Netflix top 10?
We can have a look at that for sure.
Quickly. Top 10 films in the UK currently are number 10, Rebel Moon Part 2. 10.
Yeah.
That's plummeting down. Netflix wanted that and that. There is no way.
3 weeks in the chart, I think.
There's no way there's going to be 6 of those movies. 3 weeks on the charts. Number 9, Hack Your Health, The Secrets of Your Gut. Number 8, Forrest Gump. Did you watch Forrest Gump?
I haven't watched Forrest Gump. No.
Number 7, Secrets of the Neanderthals. That's what I called Piers Morgan earlier. 24 Hours in Tesco is at number 6.
I might watch that.
The Black.
I don't know why. I know some people who work at Tesco.
Do you?
Yeah.
Number 5 is The Black Phone.
I've not seen that. I will watch that as well.
Please watch that. It's a really good movie. I really enjoyed The Black Phone. Number 4, Jurassic World Dominion.
Yeah, that's going to stick aroundness.
Yeah, of course it will. It's easy to put on, isn't it? Number 3 is Masterminds.
Okay.
Don't know what it is, but it stars Zach Galifianakis, Owen Wilson, Kirsten Wiig, and Jason Sudeikis.
I like most of those people. I think I like all of those people.
I don't like one of those people.
I know. Can I guess? I think I know it is. You don't like Owen Wilson, do you?
I don't like Owen Wilson.
Wow.
Nice. Number 2, the aforementioned Bullet Train.
That is a great poster as well, isn't it? Slash thumbnail.
It is a really good poster.
So all the characters surrounded by like Japanese koi artwork.
Have you seen Bullet Train?
No, I want to watch it. I want to watch it this weekend. Yeah,
you've got some homework to do this weekend. And number 1, this is really sticking around as well. In the Land of Saints and Sinners.
Yeah.
And I'm only hearing bad things about it.
Are you?
Everybody
I've
else.
heard nothing about it.
A couple of people at work have watched it over the weekend and they were like, it's awful, don't watch it. My mum and dad didn't like it.
Isn't it just... maybe I'm just
Standard
massively... Yeah, tarring
Liam Neeson action movies with the same brush, isn't it? Just a Liam Neeson action movie
Yeah,
where he's out
100%.
for revenge.
Yeah, that's what it is, I think.
So what more would you expect? What are your expectations?
People expect too much from these films. TV.
Okay.
Top 10 TV in the UK currently is Unlocked, a jail.
There's too much I want to watch at the minute. I tell you, I don't know where to start.
Is that like a reality show?
I'd quite like to watch that.
Or is it like a documentary?
I think it's a reality show.
Nah, not for me then. Number 9 is Cocomelon Lane.
Season 2.
Season 2. Number 8 is Kin.
Okay.
A lot of people at work like Kin. I don't know what it is.
Do they?
Yep. Number 7 is The Gentleman.
Talking of stick aroundedness.
Yeah, that's been
is
around
this.
for
I've
ages
not watched any more.
You haven't watched any more?
No.
Are you going to watch any more?
Yeah, but even though I've started it, it's still being overtaken
By other stuff. Number 6 is Hiramandi, the Diamond Bazaar.
Okay.
Season 1. No idea what that is.
It's a Bollywood TV show, I believe.
Looks it, doesn't it? Number 5, Dead Boy Detectives. Number 4, Selling the OC, Season 3. And number 3 is A Man in Full.
So this is a limited series starring Jeff Daniels, which is, if rumours are to be believed, a partly influenced by none other than Donald J. Trump.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is it? What is the synopsis?
It's about a questionable businessman
Oh, okay.
who is obnoxious and mentally unstable.
I might check that out. I do really like Jeff Daniels.
He's got range, hasn't he?
He has. Do you remember The Newsroom? That was such a great show.
Remember Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah. That's it. The opposite end of the show.
And do you remember Fly Away Home? Where he has to build a microlight.
I didn't realise that was him in
for his
that.
daughter.
Yeah,
I'm sure that was him.
I
For his
think it is,
daughter,
yeah.
because they want to guide this flock of geese home.
He has got range.
They don't make movies like that anymore, do they?
They don't. If they did, it'd be animated, though.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
Number 2 is The Asunta Case, limited series. And number 1, Babby Reindeer.
It is, yeah.
Still there, number 1, 4th week on the charts. I feel like that's going to stick around forever.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going anywhere.
Well,
I think all this publicity is really helping.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean.
It must be for Richard Gadd. It must be like, oh, this is annoying, but also this is great.
Yeah.
It must be like really splitting for him. Films in a random country. Do you want to do that?
Yes. Stop.
No, that's boring.
Okay.
Keep going.
Stop.
Where's that?
The Reunion Islands.
The Reunion Islands. Never heard of it.
Didn't know they had their own.
But they have.
Netflix
They have their own top 10. They're into hacking their health. Number 10. Oh Jesus. Number 9. Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the movie.
It's an anime.
It looks like an anime.
I'm seeing a hench panda. That's all my eye is drawn to.
There is a
massive
panda.
hench panda wearing some kind of knuckle dusters. About to have a scrap.
With what looks like a toothy shark. Number 8 is Woody Woodpecker Goes to Camp.
Everyone loves Woody Woodpecker.
They really do, don't they? Rebel Moons Part 2 is doing better in Reunion than it is in the UK. Number 7. Number 6, Peter Rabbit 2. Number 5, Godsend.
Don't know.
Don't know.
I'm going to say a 90s movie.
It looks 90s, doesn't it? That looks like Robert De Niro. But
I also thought it might be, but he's shadowed.
That also looks like who's Michael J. Fox's brother? Not brother. No, I don't mean Michael J. Fox or brother.
All right. Well, that's ruled those.
Charlie Sheen's brother.
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah. That isn't also who I mean. Who do I mean? Who does that look like, Nick?
Michael J. Fox was spotted at a basketball game this week.
Okay.
And he was sitting next to Jason Bateman.
Right.
That's both the Teen Wolves together.
At a basketball?
Yes. Anyway.
Wow, that's got to be set up.
Yes, well, sure.
Number 4, Knock at the Cabin.
Okay.
You seen that?
No.
It's an interesting movie.
Is that Dave Bautista?
Yeah, it is Dave Bautista. It's about. We were talking about it at work today, actually, randomly enough. It's about the end of the world and how you can prevent it. And number 3 is Barbarian. That's also a great movie. They love good movies.
That's on Disney Plus over.
It is.
over here.
It is. It's a great movie though. Number 2 is City Hunter.
Okay.
That was like live action anime.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Honeymoon-ish.
Rom-com?
Yeah. He's got a baseball bat though.
Yeah, he has. But she's got a bunch of flowers.
I think Dave just got married and he fucking hates her.
Maybe he's a baseballer.
No, I think he's going to stove her head in.
You old romantic.
TV in a different country? I
Sure.
need to check out where the Reunion Islands are. I've never heard of them.
Ah, get your Google Maps up.
Stop me when you feel like it.
Stop!
Morocco. Oh. TV shows in Morocco. Number 10, The Good Doctor, Season 6. Freddie Highmore's show. He's got lovely blue eyes. Number 9, Crooks, Season 1. That's the dude with the biscuit from last week.
I think it's a coin.
Oh, it looks like a biscuit. Number 8, Dead Boy Detectives. Number 7, Testament, The Story of Moses, Season 1. Number 6, As the Crow Flies, Season 3.
Oh, I've not seen the first 2 seasons.
What do you think it's about? It doesn't give much away in that poster.
I think it's a business.
She's a business
type
lady.
movie, TV show.
She's a business lady.
Wheeling and dealing.
The Gentleman is at number 5. Haramendi, The Diamond Bazaar is at number 4. Number 3 is A Man in Full. This is just the same as the UK one. This is boring. Number 2 is The Assunta Case. And number 1 is Baby Reindeer.
Okay.
Yeah. Morocco, just follow the UK's lead.
Fine.
Cool, I think we've done a wave. What are we watching on the movie show this week, Nick?
Come back to this very feed on Thursday as we talk about a war movie.
We do.
It is called Ambush.
War movies is not something we do very often.
No,
It's gonna be an interesting one.
we've not done many.
No.
And this is... we're going to Vietnam. It's the Vietnam War.
It is 1966 and it stars Aaron Eckhart.
It does.
So I don't think he's been on the show before.
I don't believe so. He's kind of a guy who... I was thinking about this when I was watching it. I was a little bit surprised that we hadn't seen him on the show.
Yeah, he
before.
feels like he makes a lot of.
But then I went-
military type stuff. He doesn't make
I
a lot
went
of stuff.
back to his IMDb.
Yeah.
And it's only like the last couple of years that he's sort of seems to have done more bottom of the stream type movies.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of movies either,
Yeah.
does he?
So.
But we'll talk more about Aaron Eckhart on Thursday. So if you come back here on Thursday, we'll give you the movie show where we will talk about Ambush and let you know if it's any good or not.
Indeed.
So until then, goodbye.
Cheers!
Bye.